Order at 18:30 hours. Reference to the public would be Ian, Film and Mike for the Reformer. Approval of minutes for the select board meeting from 7/22/13.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Libby, they need to sign them.
Now, do you need to do the meeting minutes separately from the Green River Covered Bridge?
I don't even know, as long as Dick approves them, because he was the only
He's the
board
only one that was here.
Okay, just
Sorry,
checking.
it's a little crumply.
Yeah, in the meeting of the Green River Covered Bridge was a 15-minute meeting that turned into an hour, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was more talk about the need for
Another bridge,
than
right.
the actual
Yeah.
work that had to be done on the...
Yeah.
Did you see my one comment about
I
that?
did, I fixed it.
I didn't know, I mean, it just felt a little unclear.
I did a lot of typing while they were talking.
Green River Covered Bridge Restoration Project was a public meeting for alternatives, which there aren't any other than,
Do you want to just sign them?
yeah, somehow in the near future starting a process of new bridge downstream. New business disposition of property, Joe Bugatti. Joe Bugatti has been involved in a piece of property that was left on his uncle's property, and the rentor passed away and ended up being a executor or was a lawyer. And anyway, it turned into a BCA meeting in which you were there, and he is still
It was really a Board of Abatement.
Board of Abatement,
Yeah.
and he's still concerned about it, and I told him I would give him 5 minutes to vent at a select board meeting, but what was done, and there's nothing
The
else.
select board can't take any
can't
action,
do
but
anything,
also
yeah.
I had the feeling that at the end of that meeting, we'd kind of reached
Yeah.
resolution.
Yeah, it was, as far as I know, it was.
His lawyer, well, whether it's the deceased lawyer, I thought it was Joe's lawyer as well. Joe Cook was, talked about just the disposition, the payment of the back taxes
Yeah.
being kind of.
Was it Charles Bannock? Was that the name of the property owner?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Bannock. I remember the last name. I don't know the first name. Don't remember the first name.
So is he coming tonight?
No, evidently not. He wanted to be on the agenda, and I put him on, but he's
Okay.
not here, so and there's nothing we can do, and I told him that. I
Yeah.
said, if you want to come and vent, I'll give you 5 minutes, but other than that, there's nothing we can do. Historical Society Old Town Hall lease for properties to be rewrite written.
It expired this month. I'm working on an updated.
It's just a standard $1 a month, a year lease or something like that, yeah. The vestibule roof is finished and done. They took all the slate off and replaced most of them. Town office grounds, the rose bushes.
Do you want me
For
to... Tyler Higley, who does the grounds here, had come and asked about the rose bushes. They're kind of hard to landscape around, and they're right up in... He goes, do you guys really want those rose bushes there?
Right up here we're talking about.
Yeah, because I had asked him to take a look at presenting a proposal for doing some stuff in the front, and he said, do you really want those there? Because they completely block the front of the... And that's the thing, it's hard for us to see out from the office into the parking lot, and a lot of times people walk up and they can't see that we might be in here on a Friday, or lights on, that sort of stuff. So I said I would ask. We didn't think that there was any sort of emotional attachment to any of them.
I think they probably came from the farm. It's the old Montrose. It just smells so nice. But I suggested that Dan takes the backhoe and puts them down in that wet spot, back the other way where they're not going to block the vision down there, and let them grow.
Why not just cut the roses back where they are? Is that not an option? How
They're
big are
pretty.
they?
But these,
They're the
Yeah.
actually, he has cut them back,
Okay.
or somebody cut them back.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they're pretty.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
stick
yeah.
out.
So would we have nothing there, or
Well, I
some
mean, we have all the
other
plantings
shrubs?
right in the front
Yeah,
of the. They completely block.
Mhm.
So
But-
then
Fine
we could
with
just
me.
drive the mower right over.
Then we're
it.
still gonna cut that maple, was it a maple tree?
Whatever it is.
Silver maple or
Silver
whatever it
maple
is.
or whatever.
Of course, when we dig the stump up, we may end up, have to fix the piping to the septic system, because I imagine them roots are probably wrapped right around it.
Well, that's probably a good thing to do
Yeah.
then anyway, because I'm sure if they're wrapped around it,
That'll
they'll
be
get
done
through
this
it.
fall before it gets,
Okay.
ground freezes.
And the only thing I would think about is checking maybe with Barbara Olds to find. I mean, if we're going to put them somewhere else, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah,
I didn't
just
know if she
relocate
would be the
them.
only one who might have the memory of if there was any.
Where they came from. Yeah, I'm guessing that.
There was a ton of them up at the school too. They're the same
Wow.
ones.
Yeah, they may not have come.
What
from
did you
farm.
say?
We're not supposed
There
to-
was?
There was,
Was.
Well, that's
But the,
okay.
There
I
was.
wasn't. I didn't know if I was supposed to
Okay.
tell.
New sidewalk.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, perfect. But they're the same.
Yeah, they are
They're the
invasive and they,
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
They
So-
have the nicest smell to them of any
And
of
when
them.
I know
when
where
they
they
get
can
really
go.
mature, they don't.
Your house? I
In
got,
the
I
front
got,
of your house.
let's take them right
I got
up
one
to Richard's
in front of
house
my
and
house. I got
plant them
one.
right in front of his
Okay.
house.
I almost think they probably came from the farm. I think maybe Arnold brought them.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, that's what I was going
Yeah.
to guess.
Well, I mean, we could just relocate them and.
Mhm. But you'd want to give them an area where they couldn't get that they
Well,
couldn't
put
go
'em-
on forever.
Put them down in that,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't talk to Arnold, see if he put them down there, but, you know,
It's a good guess.
yeah. Okay, tax rate.
Okay, we finally set the tax rate, so we hope that there's not any sort of problems on your part, but it kind of is what it is. It's not like you can change it. So we have to raise that amount in taxes. So it is up from last year. Last year's homestead rate was 2.4051. Last year's non-residential rate was 2.3535. And last year, there was 53,000 and change in surplus that was applied.
That kept it down.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't.
Oh, shut up.
I did mention that, you know, we all got, I think, or maybe it came with the reformer, that booklet in the mail that was showing comparative tax rates for all the surrounding towns, and we certainly have one of the highest tax rates in Wyndham County.
That's for sure.
And
And we will continue to.
We don't have
control over it.
any
Theoretically, the school should get down next
factories
year.
to help it out. I mean,
No,
that's,
true.
you know,
Yeah, we have no industry,
no industry,
Yeah,
that's the biggest
no,
thing.
That's huge.
and we have a high
Like
education
if
rate.
Commonwealth had just
There's a little bit
developed
more, yeah.
a little bit farther this way, we could have had something that would have offset us.
And I think the fire department should stabilize here. The tanker would be paid off, because they're paying for 2 trucks plus the firehouse, and that's,
Well, we pay the firehouse.
you pay the
too.
fire, we pay the firehouse.
Yeah, so that's part of
Yeah.
our rate, yeah.
But the tankers, we pay the tankers too, but it's in their budget,
Sure,
not ours.
Sure.
And they get those paid off. Maybe they can either stabilize or, their big thing is, dispatching was up every year 2 or 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the training they have to go
Sure.
through. But yeah, hopefully in a couple of years, they can get this headed downhill.
Yeah.
If not downhill, get it to stabilize, and that's one of the things when you build up
Yeah.
a reserve that's sufficient enough, you can use small amounts to manipulate and stabilize the tax
Mhm.
rate.
It'd be interesting to find out, I mean, I don't know if I still have that booklet, but just to find the per pupil cost at those other schools as well, because they have a lot of the same barriers we have in terms of their population size and things like that. Just this
Well, and I think the school being unionized, I mean, it is obviously overstaffed.
Well, I think that's not fair though, because all the other schools in the area are as well.
Yeah.
And so they have, I'm just saying, they have the same barriers we have. So
Yeah,
what's
but
the
did they have the amount of students that we had, what, 10 years ago and have it what it is now?
Well, that's a good
We
question.
lost a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
students.
good.
and,
It'd just be good to see staff,
yeah.
at staff-student ratio and cost per pupil and things like that. I mean, not
Yeah.
that that's our business, it's just
No,
that,
no.
Anyway.
So, yeah. Sheriff Department contract,
Do we need to vote on the
Oh,
tax
yeah.
rate?
Please. So
I don't want to.
I was going to say, we have this little box of bills, and we've had lots of people calling for their tax
Yeah.
bill.
I suppose we ought to have a vote.
I will make a motion that we accept the lister's recommendation at the
Oh, it's
tax,
not the listers.
No,
that we accept our recommendation. Well,
just
That we, that you,
accept the tax
yeah,
rate.
accept the tax rate as presented, because we
because we
the
use,
select board calculated it.
okay, based on the information provided by the
Yeah.
listers.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to make a motion that we instate the tax rate of, as stated on our sheet, of 2.5195 for homestead and 2.4280 for non-residential.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I won't go that far, I get an answer.
Yeah.
Sheriff Department contract, which is the standard contract, the same 8 hours per month, basically for traffic. Same,
We had met with the school.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you want to talk about that in this
That's
context?
kind of what.
yeah, I don't know, yeah, we all met with Katie and.
To see if we
the
could have
sheriff.
some economies of scale somewhat?
I don't know what their end result was.
The end result was that the school was going to go on a, almost an on-call basis with the sheriff's department, in that if there were certain events that they needed coverage for, that they would call the sheriff's department and they would see if they could provide that coverage. They also,
And tell me how that differs from what the school per se had.
they didn't have anything.
Okay.
So they,
They had the constable, period.
yeah,
Yeah.
or the state police.
Mhm.
And so he was going to, John Gagnon, the principal, had indicated that if there were truancy issues that got to the point of requiring intervention, that he would work with the sheriff's department on that. In the past, they've worked with the state police, who, if they have coverage, they'll come with that sort of thing, but it's not high.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So as needed versus, and with the understanding that when the sheriff's department is in Guilford, they'll take a sweep through
They
the
always
school.
have.
And a lot of local law enforcement people, I'm sure you probably feel this way, on their way to or from shift.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a lot that drive.
I've had a
I know
couple
of
phone
one
calls at 2
person.
o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Well, the
From me.
other night there was a statey sitting up here,
Mm-hmm.
just at the stop sign.
Yeah. Was it Chris?
No,
Mm-mm.
no, it was, I think it was the
We got a few.
one up on the hill.
So, do you want to?
So we need a motion to do that, yeah.
I'd like to make the motion that we accept the fiscal year 14 Sheriff's Department contract.
I guess I get through the other one,
If the
sign
board
it.
chair to sign?
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
All right.
Healthcare for town employees. Now we're getting into some,
This is discussion more than anything.
yeah. The
I'm
meeting tomorrow morning, right?
There is a meeting tomorrow morning at 10. Tanya Chambers from the League is going to come down and talk to all of us about all of the changes that are going to be taking place. With the healthcare system, we are considered a small employer by definition. So we will either need to choose to keep the employees as a group and go into the healthcare exchange, or cut the employees loose and have them enter the exchange
As
as
individuals.
individuals.
And she will be there to explain to us the disadvantages and advantages of each. I would assume.
Correct. And any questions?
Yeah.
It's It's a tough issue, a really tough issue, because the uncertainty at the end of the road is huge. So if we go do all the work and then in 2 years certain things don't happen, what will the whole process look like?
So it sounds like you have, in your mind, some good questions for her.
I do. And
I have
usually-
more like open mind, want to listen and learn. I
Yeah.
don't have I don't have a preconceived idea of which way's better to go.
And I'm learning as we go, but in terms of, and Ian probably knows, too bad he can't chime in, about the whole single payer system, the exchange isn't that. So if the goal is to ultimately get there, it's a really odd route that
go.
we're taking to get there. So there's ways that we can craft it so that it will feel exactly for our employees like it does now. But is that the goal of the exercise, and is that the ultimate goal of this whole process? Is that they want people to have autonomy with their health care, but for a lot of people, there's comfort in having that
Group.
Yeah. And
Are
the
you going to be able to be
guidance.
there, Troy? Okay. And you'll be there?
I'll be here.
I'll be coming late.
Yeah.
I'm leaving early, but I'll be here.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
I know
talked
Tammy.
a lot about it with everyone because, you know, there's a lot to it. It's scary. And what's the best route? What's the best route for people? What's the best route for the money? And the best route for the money and the best route for the people might not be the same.
So many questions about whether either and or Obamacare and Vermont
Health connect.
healthcare single payer system will ever bear fruit, or whether they're just going to be something that has to change every year, like you just said. And so yeah, there's a lot of questions.
It's really hard to do any more planning
Yeah,
than the
it
very
is.
year
Yeah,
that you're in,
yeah.
which is not the way to run.
I see it going way
Business.
back 60, where every couple of years they make some changes.
Well, as I said, I just got to listen and learn.
And I mean, we've been going to workshops, and the toughest part is when you sit in workshops and you ask questions that aren't
Answerable.
really far out there in terms of a question, and they say, well, we haven't really determined that yet.
Yeah.
It makes you not have a whole lot of confidence
Yeah.
into the process that you're being cast into, really,
Pretty
with no choice. So I'm nervous. I'm sure everybody's slightly nervous. I mean, we've had good, comfortable coverage, and now that's kind of being robbed. And there's the trade-off that you've maybe taken lower pay for a better benefits package. So now, how do you compensate for that?
It's not going to be fun. I know
No, it's going to be different,
It
that's
is.
for sure.
Yeah,
It's a little scary.
but Tammy will do a good job.
Tanya.
Tanya?
Tanya.
Actually, Tanya will do a better
You're
job
good
than
for
Tammy.
Tammy. I know.
Tammy's
Tanya, I should say, yeah.
So, yeah, there's,
Let's move on to paving bits.
it's a
Okay.
huge topic.
So
to-
tomorrow, 10 a.m.
I threw mine on the phone today too.
It's got a shock-proof cover on it.
Give it back to you, Dan.
Well, just give me that cover paper, and if you,
Okay.
once you guys review it,
Okay, Huck?
Yeah.
2 bids?
yeah, Whitcomb's called me last Friday, said they weren't gonna bid,
Oh,
so
okay.
they got too much work.
That's nice for them.
We'll put the bids in Lane and
Lane and Warner Brothers.
Can I take my sheets back? If you don't mind. I don't have to print one.
Do you want to?
You understand how you're looking at it?
Honestly, I think the most
I do up here. I got this up
telling
here.
information is Dan's envelope.
Yeah, right here, my envelope's got all the information right here.
I'm waiting for Dan to just start rattling stuff
Yeah,
off.
I found the
Fine, I
envelope
got-
far more useful than the document.
I had the Warner Brothers come up and Lane come up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pave from Route 5 to the Blueberry House. All them manholes, the structures,
Right,
the water gates they call them,
right.
all gonna be raised, all the manholes are gonna be all brand new. We're gonna redo every one of them.
That's good because it's a little bit of a.
Yeah, because we're getting the money from, we got some money coming from the state for a grant, so that's why I wanna do it. The total mileage we're doing will be it's like 8/10 of a mile down there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're coming up here and gonna start at the old town garage,
Mm-hmm.
go all the way to the both Ys at Sweets Pond
Oh, wow.
and Jacksonville Stage. Then we're gonna do the school road.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna pave all the way around the school,
Mm-hmm.
what's a blacktop up there now,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're doing the town office parking lot.
Wow, that's great.
Well,
That's a lot.
yeah,
My God.
it figures out to be about 2 miles
Mm-hmm.
You'll,
that we're gonna do.
we'll do the steps when you do that.
We're gonna do this step here, we're gonna take that first concrete one out,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna pave that way.
Mhm.
We're gonna pave to the front step out here, and the handicap out there, we're just gonna leave alone, just
Right.
mix into it.
Okay.
So,
So it's about 2 miles of paving piecemeal. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah. Warner Brothers gave us, this is price per ton.
Mm-hmm.
Warner Brothers gave us a price of $78.75, and Lane was $75.50. And then
Okay.
on their shoulder work,
And there, yeah.
Warner Brothers was $35 a ton, and Lane was $28.50.
I think it's important to note too that Whitcomb's was also solicited.
Yeah.
Yes,
to be-
yeah,
He
and
did.
they didn't.
Oh, you did, okay.
Okay, I don't see that on Warner's sheet, but I.
It's
Right here.
it's right down on the bottom where all these structures are.
Yeah.
Last one on the thing.
3850.
Yeah, and they gave estimated tonnage.
Show me where it says 3850.
That's the manhole there,
Yeah.
the water gates.
Yeah, but I don't see the shoulders here. That's all.
Right here, that last one right here,
They're there,
right here.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's right here, so shoulder gravel estimated tonnage.
Yeah, thanks, man. I thought you had said 3850. So.
No.
Okay.
So Lane was cheaper on the mix and the shoulder work, and the water gates. Warner Brothers was $300 a piece, and Lane was $190.
Watergate's being the manholes.
Yeah, no, water gates is your
Got
water
it.
shut offs.
Yep.
That's the reason when they pave. And then the manholes, Warner Brothers just had re-bricking the manholes at $300 a piece. And Lane had, there's a pamphlet in there. Dickie must have it over there. We're gonna use a new plastic riser on them,
No, it's right there. Ann's got it.
and it's right
It's
now,
on the back of Lane's.
which is just a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
And I would like to go this way, right there, because it's more doable.
And they last longer.
And one thing about when you brick them and stuff, what raises dickens with them is the salt
Mm-hmm.
gets in there, and those are got an H25 rating, so when the trucks hit them, they ain't gonna smash them up.
No.
So I'm leaning for, because the mix is $3.25 cheaper, and and the shoulder works, $6.50 cheaper. I mean, I'm leaning towards Lane for the bid.
Up here on the Warner's Brothers.
Yeah, they gave
you have
it.
your total of.
That's just
210.
an estimate.
Okay, and what's the total estimate for Lane?
Uh,
219.
219.
So it's actually 9,000 more.
Yeah, but that's just your estimate on tonnage. It could be, these Warner Brothers could be way over too.
So
Or
the
under.
so the estimate is based on tonnage, as you said,
Right.
and then they break it out
But you
here.
gotta look at your price per mix.
Okay.
Look at the price. That's what.
Is that the unit price?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
75, 70, and 78, 75.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at $3.50 cheaper a ton.
Even though, yeah, because
Yeah.
they're just estimating
This is
the
just
whole
an
job's going to
estimate.
be cheaper, but their actual breakout.
Right.
Yeah, is it like 500?
It's like 400 tons less.
Yeah, 400 tons.
And that's, you don't
difference,
know. I
which
mean,
could-
they could be
Yeah.
400 tons over, which would make it more.
Have we ever worked with Warner Brothers?
Yeah, I've
before?
had them paved 2 or 3 times before.
And we've obviously had Lane do a lot of work for
Yep.
us.
And I'm looking at the price per ton.
Mm-hmm.
It's, your cheaper.
So is it 400 tons?
That's just for the
440.
shoulder work, the manholes.
Right,
No, the
so
shoulder.
440 tons, and how much is the price per ton?
For which one?
We'll just do Warner.
They were
78,
78, 75.
So if they have to use an extra 400 tons to get to Lane, that's $34,000.
Mhm.
No, which is much different than 9.
Wait, say that again.
Warner has a 440 less tons that they're bidding. So if they were to get an apple to an apple,
That's what I would like, that's what I was trying to figure out.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be way
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
34
So
to
that they,
$35,000
estimated, I mean, for whatever reasons, their estimate is lower based on their sense of how much it's gonna
Right.
do, but if you look at what we're paying for per ton or per
That's the
amount
proof
of
they're
work,
putting is the ton.
the lane is a lower bid.
Right.
Yeah,
So I always look at the price per mix.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you know, I mean, they could be this much under,
Right, got
and
it.
it would be cheaper.
yeah.
You know?
So the price per mix is that 75.50 as opposed to
75.50,
78.75. Okay,
Right.
that helps me understand, thank you, Dan.
And like I said, the manholes are a little bit more expensive, but I like that system that they gave us.
Yeah.
For the long
It's
term.
not, yeah, it's long term, it's not gonna break down with the,
Yeah.
And I talked to Town of Brattleboro using them, and I talked to my buddy there, Mr. Steve Barrett, and he
Oh,
says
yeah.
they work real well.
Good,
You believe everything he says?
Yes.
I do.
Mr. B, did you
Yeah.
discuss that as you were?
No. We talked about it though.
Well, I guess based on all that information, Danny, thanks for breaking it out that way. I would move that we accept Lane's bid. And thank Warner very much for their estimates and for their interest.
and when would you want to do this?
Well, I've talked to one of the right now, we put a deadline on the doggy daycare down there, the hooking onto the water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pave
And dig it up.
and then have them come in and dig it up.
Well, that
So
would
we
be
sort of put a
stupid.
deadline on them.
Yeah.
School starts, what, the 28th?
29.
We put the date of 28 on it. And I talked to one of the contractors.
To get it done by then?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe doing it. He says there's no way he's going to get it done by then.
They could get maybe that section
But
done.
one of the things that we have to keep in mind is when they go to do that, they're going to have to close the road.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no way they're going to dig that up and keep traffic
You gotta dig across the road.
going up. And I told him, I said, there'd be no problem. We just got to warn it, put it in the paper, put it on the radio. And it's only going to take them probably,
Half a day,
well, I'd say half a day just to get to where they could get traffic
moving again.
flowing again. I mean, just so they could get
So you
tied into the building. And
What are you saying? Maybe the buses would be able to pick up and drop off at the school?
yeah, or hopefully maybe they want to do it on a Saturday where you don't have to worry about buses.
that's true too.
And they,
So you're saying whenever it happens, it'll be after the 28th?
Well, it would be kind of nice if it was before, so I could get the paving guys to come in and start, because they got to raise all them structures. And I told the paving guys that I didn't want them in working on the structures because of if they can't get it done by Labor Day. I don't want all them structures up in the air with all that traffic going out to the fair.
Yeah.
So that's why I put a date by the end of September, having the the job done.
Got it.
Will it have to be two contractors working
Together?
together?
I don't know how
So-
that would work.
Well, it would for the,
Right.
for the water.
Yeah,
not
for the doggy daycare piece, they'd have to
Yeah.
get the,
Loroc, isn't
yeah,
it?
if whoever it is.
I don't know.
that-
It just
I don't know who his contractors are.
I don't know.
There's the
One
paving
of
and
the
there's
contractors
excavating.
has talked to me, and he was where I said, we'll just send them out Guilford Street and South Street, and they're just going to have to go down around 5 for a little bit. I don't know why when they put that water line up through, they didn't spur off for them buildings, which would have been easier.
Yeah.
Money.
See, when they did
Money.
the yellow building, they spurred it over into the parking lot. So that was already done, so all they had to do was just dig up to the parking lot. See, doggy daycare, they don't, they gotta go all the way out to the main line.
Yeah.
So that's the whole road.
Yep.
So,
And they're the only property
yep,
that will connect. The fire department's already out. The other two buildings are already out. It's really the only one.
And they've been they just haven't been in the loop really, or
No.
That's been a tricky property all along. I
Mhm.
mean, it's had permitting issues. I mean, I've just,
from the get-go.
Yeah.
so.
and I think it comes down to money.
yeah,
Yeah, it does.
which I'm sure it does, you know, so.
So, it sounds
It'll
like
work out.
you're in good
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah,
with-
whoever's
and
gonna do it.
it'll work, we'll make it
Oh,
work.
yeah,
I just
yeah,
told,
yeah.
I told why I put the deadline is because of school.
Yeah,
You know, and I said, because then you're gonna have buses running, then you're gonna have all the school traffic going up through, and
Yeah.
I said it's gonna be a real pain,
Mm-hmm.
so,
I mean, while it was brought up to them as a courtesy,
right,
it was also because Dan knew this was getting paid.
yeah, I wanna get
You
paid,
did
I
a
wanna
nice
get,
job communicating with those guys.
It continues.
you know, cause even when we pave down through here, it's gonna be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I'm almost thinking when they get to structures and get ready to pave and close the road off again. Send
And
them
just send them up over South Street.
up, yep, send them up over South Street so they can get in there and just do what they gotta do and
Right.
get it done,
Yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me like that.
Let's let's set up a bake sale.
Lemonade.
It
Lemonade.
could be a block party.
We could, right
The
over
road's
here.
closed for a
There
paving
you
party.
go.
But it would be just a bare day.
Yeah, it'd be,
Once the
they'd
paving
have
goes
it,
through that section.
once they get it blown out, it's,
Yeah.
You're talking about for the doggy daycare. For the rest of it, it's going to be more than a day.
No.
yeah, I mean,
That
it's
section
probably,
shouldn't be.
depends on how they make out on the structure, I don't know how many they'll be able to get
That'll probably
done.
be the most time
Get
consuming.
done, it is, cause they're gonna have to dig out, or hammer out all around them,
Yeah.
take them down to the top of the cone, what they call the cone or ring or chimney or, and then go up
The
from
height
there.
of the pavement.
Well, it's a good piece of work to get done, and I just want to thank you for paying attention to the grant opportunity and following up on it and getting it. That's great.
Well, the grant opportunity is surprising me.
Yeah, well,
Well, I don't actually want to talk about it right now because my jinx is.
Move on to greener patches,
Yeah.
which one be blue?
Sorry, second.
what?
I said,
Moving on? to
Well,
green
that's-
pasture?
The greener patches, which one be blue?
I second your motion.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say we needed a.
I was waiting for the discussion to get over.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
Here you go. Did these go back to him?
Yeah, cause I gotta call them guys, but actually you gotta
No,
sign,
Dick's got to sign
Dick's gotta
those.
sign one, the one from Lane,
Okay.
both, do both copies. You may want, did you read the top two copies?
Mhm.
Did you read the top?
I did,
Okay. And the back too?
I did.
Okay.
Why the whatever? Oh, Christ.
You're personally liable.
Are there two copies to sign?
One for us and one for them.
Okay, very good.
So should we, want me to pull out one copy?
No, I'll actually send both back to them. They'll execute it.
Right.
We'll get one back.
Looks like they have my
Thank you.
signature.
Is there a signature? I couldn't see it.
I thought so.
Now you move on to greener patches.
Yes.
Yeah, we got that one.
Are they both? Are they signed by Lane and us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
they
only
are?
thing you didn't
Okay,
put-
yeah, then we will keep
the only
one.
thing you didn't put the date on it, but you can do that.
I was going to say, do you want to give them back to me and I'll
Yeah, you want to date them.
scan and everything?
Yeah.
Is that the
I don't
full
want to
package?
give too much information.
And the date.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
Tractors.
Greener pastures.
Yeah,
Okay.
tractors, yeah.
Actually, do you have the other bid too?
Which
Yes.
other one?
Do you mind? Because I keep a
No,
file of all
he's
this
the
stuff.
Warner Brothers one.
It's right in
Right
the
there.
I was
envelope.
gonna say it's okay.
Yep. All of it will go.
Um, I've been getting some prices on a new tractor and more.
Mhm.
Ours is getting to the point that we should be doing something with it. Well, we still get some money for it.
You say the tractor, not the mower.
Both.
Oh.
Well, I'm starting to put a lot of repairs on them.
Okay.
I've got a couple of prices. I got one from, it could be a green color,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be a blue color.
What kind of legs that?
John Deere or Ford,
Yeah,
huh?
no, John or New Holland, yeah.
Okay.
Ain't that where they make those wooden shoes?
The New Holland will be probably just a tad more. That's the figure for the. And the mower will be like this right here, it'll be a mid-mount mower.
And this is the figure for both the mower and the
Yes.
tractor. I see that.
They're giving us between 20 and 30. I mean, between 25 and 30 for our tractor,
Uh-huh.
depending on how.
And our mower.
Right.
Yeah.
And the trade for the green one would be that right there, and the New Holland would be just a tad more than that figure right there, because of the tires.
What'd you find out on the tires, okay?
That right there, that's the price of
Oh,
the.
okay, with the tires?
Yeah, with the tires.
Okay.
So help me just, this is for the New Holland.
And the John Deere.
Both same price.
Just the New Holland, he's gonna call me back in the morning with a final figure on the New Holland.
But he sells them both.
Yes,
And you're saying the New Holland is a little bit, I see, sorry, here it is right here.
just right there.
The New Holland's a little more expensive
Yeah,
than the
because
John
it's got the
Deere.
new motor in it. The John Deere's got the old Tier 3 and New Holland will have the new Tier 4.
And these are used or brand new pieces?
Brand
of
new piece of equipment.
I would assume that you've talked about the idea of buying a used one. It's
Could I see that here?
not
No.
not a good idea.
No.
Yeah. So
The
then,
advantage of the New Holland, you can get it on a direct factory direct.
Pardon?
he's not asking me, he's asking you.
Well, you can go to any dealer, 'cause that was one of the things I asked them about. They'll pick a dealer closest to us and say that's gonna be your, see, with the New Holland, we'll be buying direct from Diamond.
Uh-huh.
That's who they handle to put the mowers on.
So you went to one guy, Diamond, and he gave you prices.
No,
for
actually, I
both.
went to 2 or 3 other ones.
Okay, and he gave you price, but this guy gave you prices for both machines.
Yeah, and his was the better
Okay.
price.
On both of them.
I got one here at 142,000.
Uh-huh.
Take that one right off the books.
Wow. Danny, do you prefer New Holland to?
It don't make
Deere?
any difference as far as I'm concerned. Green or
I like the green,
blue.
Well,
Well, you know, I'm.
but I don't. But I
It's
don't
all in
know.
our preference, what we want to.
But did they both run as
Yeah,
well
they're
as
both
the
the
other?
same as, yeah.
and the rest of our attachments will hook up to both of them?
Yeah, I made sure that our blower will hook up to it.
So
And
both,
Leaf blower and snow blowers?
Yep, no blower and everything.
both come through HP
Yeah,
Fairfield?
they both come
Who
through
we've dealt with
with them.
With the
yeah.
trucks and stuff
very
like that?
frequently, yep.
So, and they got, this is a different type of mower. You even got a one you can put on the front of your loader if you want to.
I saw that one.
Either the New Holland deal, of course, and there is John Deere though.
Yeah, now. His
Well,
John
this would
Deere's
be
not going, it's going.
That would be the color blue. I mean, that's you want to.
That's pretty,
I've seen,
pretty green.
I've seen them both. I mean, this is one of those situations where if you, doesn't sound, Danny, like you have a preference between these two machines.
I'm afraid if we keep our tractor any longer, we ain't gonna get nothing for it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
I mean,
understood.
we're getting nothing, you know.
And continue to sink money into it.
Right, we're getting what I think is pretty good trade.
The
But,
tractors.
yeah, that
And
seems like a
I
very
do
good.
have somebody may be interested in it. So if we sold it outright, you know,
We might do better than the
we
two.
might do a little better, so.
Just like you did with the
the truck,
tandem.
yep.
Yep.
And do you have a preference? You said you don't care, it's a color, so is this guy gonna give us any, is there any advantage for us choosing one over the other? Then I guess I just would.
One tractor's in Middlebury and the other tractor would be coming from South Dakota.
There's a $21,000 price difference, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's significant.
That's very similar.
Without any trade contemplation at all, just
The New Holland is 21,000 more expensive.
yes.
Mhm.
Yep. The New Holland works out to be 91,235, and the John Deere works out to be 71,208.
That's not the same figure you had the other
So he
day.
gave me a price. I said, "What? No, where you see
You
that?"
said 60.
Well-
The other day you said 70.
No, that's-
But that's with a $25,000 trade. So that's for this, and this is this. This is the tractor. Oh, wait a minute.
Then you gotta do your governmental discount.
Wait a second.
Look on the other page
He
where the
has,
tractor
he
is.
has two prices on one page.
No,
for
no, no,
both.
no.
Yeah.
You
This
got
is
one,
a
that's,
Diamond and that's a Deere.
that's the tractor,
Yeah.
right? The top part is the mower.
Okay.
That's what the mower lists for.
Gotcha. Yeah. So the total is
Right.
91,235.
And then you take your governmental discount on the other side, dear. Look on that page right there, give you the breakdown of the discount.
This one.
Yep. For the tractor, the John Deere lists for 70 something up top.
All right.
Then you get 17, almost $18,000 off.
For the JD.
So
So help me out here. Where is the New Holland?
And it's not on there, New Holland's right here.
Oh,
With the figure, he's gonna call me back in the morning and give me the exact price.
I understand now.
You're always talking about comparing apples to apples.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
You only had one apple. You can.
And I'm thinking, is this one tractor and this is a different one?
No,
So we don't have any paperwork for this one.
No,
So I'm
on that
gonna-
one. He's
I
gonna call me
guess-
back in the morning.
Can we do this though? Can we make a motion that we let Danny buy since you're saying there's not much difference between them, whichever deal is better to buy that one? That's where I would go with it.
Yeah.
And also, I'm trying to work something out with the leaf blower too.
Oh, great.
So
That would-
leaf vac, I mean,
Yeah.
So this 70 on this piece of paper
that's what,
would be comparable to this 53.
yes.
Okay, now I get it.
With, plus you get a fee,
Thank
your governmental,
Sure,
Right.
and then that's an
right.
apple to an apple.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
gonna go
That'd
on
be
either
the
one.
same
That
one
same
be
piece would go
going
on
on,
both.
yeah.
Okay, I get it. Sorry.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Get me
I'm trying to
there.
do
Somebody relying on somebody.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing some good negotiating.
I'm trying to do some wheeling and dealing here, so
Excellent.
Yeah,
trying to get it down to
yeah.
It's a good amount.
where we
You always
can,
do. I appreciate your efforts on that.
So I mean, our tractor's what, 12 years old?
it's 12 years old.
Motion for him to buy.
Yep, so I made a motion that we I don't know what the word is, I'm drawing a blank.
Authorized Dan?
Thank you. Authorize Danny to purchase the less
Negotiate.
expensive of the two tractors, negotiating to a better
Right.
visibility.
You want to rephrase that? The tractors of choice.
Negotiating the less expensive of the two tractors. As well as the mower, and if you can work the leaf vac into that deal too, more power to you. I don't know if you want to put that in the motion.
So what was your motion now?
To authorize Danny to purchase the less expensive of the two tractors after his negotiations,
I second that.
as well as the mower.
I second that.
The mower seems like there's just one.
The mower,
As
just
long
one.
as it's green.
Yeah.
The price of the mower is the price of the mower.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You hear me?
Yeah, I already heard this.
You said what?
As long as it's green. I hate blue.
I think you're gonna probably
Look
find
at your
it.
shirt. Come on.
Green's gonna be
It's
cheaper
green.
anyway. But
Yeah.
Green is
Just-
gonna be
just-
cheaper.
just
Yeah, well, I mean, they're
see
both
what-
good
see what I can
tractors.
come up with.
Yeah,
They're
So
both
thank
good
you.
I was gonna
Appreciate
say,
your
is there
efforts.
one, is there an
No,
advantage?
they're
to
both-
one
no,
of these
they're both-
They're both good tractors.
Yeah.
The only thing different is this one's gonna have the new motor in it, the new, it's all new emissions,
Right.
and the other one's gonna have the older,
The older
the
style.
this year's style motor.
Right.
That's like with your new trucks now, your international. The one that I'm driving, you don't have to burn any urea in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we order a new international truck, all your other brands are burning urea. Now International's gone to that urea.
Burning your rear?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're gonna have to
Is that
explain that.
additive?
Well, it's actually it's like a fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're-
urea.
Oh, urea
It
from
is.
formaldehyde.
Nitrogen,
Yeah.
nitrogen.
Is it
What it does,
already in the fuel?
no, we
Or you
have, I
have to
have
add
to,
a treatment
I have
to
to
it?
add into it.
And if you don't add it, then your engine,
Right, I mean, the little light will come on,
Sounds
and
uncomfortable to me.
if your tank runs out,
nobody wants it burning urea.
I'm gonna watch this one.
Get the heater hook over the wrong place.
if your tank runs out, your truck will automatically shut down and have to.
Stop.
Okay, I think we had a motion. Did it get seconded?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Okay.
All in favor?
Oh, thank you. I hope I answered your
Yes, you
question.
did. General update.
General update.
I'm going to be starting my fall grading here pretty quick.
Good.
Oh, I can't even handle you saying that. Fall
What's that?
grading.
Fall's here, as far as I'm
What are you
concerned.
talking about? You've been grading Tater Lane all year.
No, those are my regular. Also, we're going to be starting setting culverts probably towards the end of this week, and I got 3 culverts right off the end of Sweets Pond Road are going to get done.
Wow.
And I got that spot that we're going to get done before they pave. We got to dig up at the end of the blacktop here by Adrian's, where the water's always coming up to the road.
Right there, the
We
spring.
got to dig that out and redo the drainage.
I have a couple questions. I was driving to the meeting tonight and I nearly rear-ended the guy in front of me because he dutifully stopped at the stop sign on Tater Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was going to drive right through it. I was like, oh.
That
And
must have been Derek.
no, it was Colin Twitchell actually.
Okay, right.
And I thought, did we ever get any kind
We
of
haven't. That's one of the things that with our new
Sign inventory.
sign inventory is supposed to be included in that,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know what's going on with Wyndham Regional as far as
We'll follow up again.
how they're making that.
Sarah
Technically,
said
right
they
now,
would-
that's a double stop. You stop
Yeah.
at the stop sign,
And then you
go out
stop
to the
right
stop
at-
bar,
It's
and
a
stop
legal
at the
stop.
stop
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
It's a legal double stop. Just
So-
like the one by the LH Street Fire Station.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a similar situation there.
I spoke to her the day of the,
ICS 100 training.
yeah, the ACS 100, and she said they were awful backed up, but she'd get to it as soon as she could.
Right.
Suppose all she got left is Heinsberg and Center Road.
Then the other question I had was I think it was last summer when you did all that chipping and stuff around Greenland Bends.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any notions of doing anything
got-
similar to that?
I got lots more work to do.
But probably won't have time.
That won't be until we get our fall roads, road scraping.
Where
If
would
we
you
have
do?
it all, oh God, I could start right on Lee Road and cut all the way out through.
Okay, I was just curious
I
because
mean, there's plenty, we gotta finish up down on the,
I look at those
dead.
dead trees by Evans's. That's my eye goes to those right by the dam there, and I always think it'd be
I
great.
thought somebody
Don't
was
worry,
going to talk
Roger.
to somebody about that.
Wasn't me
Uh-huh.
taking those trees down. They're all turning yellow now. When you said fall, it made me think of that. But they're
The old-
They ain't
dead
the
elm.
only. They ain't the only ones that's turning yellow.
yeah. So those are elm. Those
Those
are all
all
dead.
dead, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I was just curious.
So
Okay.
those
Just about.
elm trees?
Yeah, I think
By
they're
Rogers.
dead.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
So will it
No, we
be
got-
a new culvert at the end of Stage Road? Sorry, I just.
No, it'd be just drainage.
Okay.
I got a couple of culverts to do up on the hill, one by
Okay.
above Cuttings Farm. One on the corner, just above Steve's house. So, but I got a bunch of them. I got culverts all over town that gotta get done.
So on Taylor Lane.
Yeah. Yes, I do have, yes. I heard about that again.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh no.
Oh.
So anyways, we'll be busy doing the culvert work,
Sure.
and then after that I got bridge railing to get fixed.
Ah.
So we're gonna be
Yes.
working on our bridge railing.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I have 3 bridges down in Green River that doesn't have much for, a lot of the posts are broke, so
Yeah,
that needs to be.
yeah, Bridge Road.
Yeah, so, Bridge Road.
that one on Within Hollow, I don't know what happened to that bridge there. I don't know.
We ain't got that one, there's a snowstorm.
You mean in a blizzard?
Okay.
How about the bridge by Jelly Mill? That concrete bridge?
That one there is gonna have to be a rehab, that'll be a
That's gonna be a biggie.
Sure,
Sure. I
contract
don't know.
job where they come in and you're looking at probably 100,000 maybe to
Yeah,
fix it.
it's gonna be
Cause even the wing walls need to be,
spruced up.
yeah,
Yeah.
need to be, the old concrete
I
chipped
was
off
on
and
that
remortared.
yesterday thinking,
Yeah, it's
this is an
getting to
oldie.
the
What's the decking on that?
concrete.
It is concrete.
The
okay.
rebar's starting to
Yes,
push.
yep.
It's Fieldstone.
Do we have any updates? Speaking of bridges, I saw that communication from the state guy. He had questions for you / us about the Route 5 bridge. Is there anything we need to do about that?
Mhm.
Okay.
He's looking for the master plan.
Okay.
Because one of the things that I had sent back in that questionnaire was that the town would like to have, for the new bridge design, some contemplation for foot traffic on it, so that people could walk across the bridge without getting killed. And he said, well, is there any plan, master plan that includes pedestrian traffic for the village? I said, yeah, there is. So I said,
Okay, so
So master
he
plan.
sent back a bunch of questions too, and I just had, okay.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
No excess weight limits. Finances.
With that, I'd like to make the following motions. We pay payroll of $728.13 for $4,324.67. Payroll of $8,413 for $4,607.43. Payroll of $8,1113 for $5,233.65. For a total of payroll for $14,165.75. Along with that, excuse me, warrant number 2 for $55,206.80. For a total of payroll and warrants, $69,372.55.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'd sign it in green, but Katie would get upset.
I'll let you use that one.
Communication.
We have a wastewater permit application for Rebecca and Daniel Blake on Tater Lane. There is a wastewater permit issued for Department of Forest, Parks and Recreation. I'm gonna say this is
Ain't that Fort
the
Dummer?
dump station, yeah, and
Yeah.
upgraded sewer at Fort Dummer. We
That's in
have-
Guilford? Excuse my
Part
ignorance.
Part of it is
Okay.
Part of it
over.
is.
Okay.
We have VLCT news for August, which you would have received an email.
Mhm.
We have the Wyndham County Sheriff's Department STARS report for July. Did you get this right?
No tickets or
No
anything.
tickets.
No ticky, no longer.
We have a postcard from VLCT advertising a workshop, what Vermont municipal officials need to know about Vermont Public Records Act. Penny will be going to that. Did you say you were going to it?
I want to.
You do, okay, I was going to say it affects her the most. And her request that she gets for public records, I don't really get anything. And there is a memo reminder from the Wyndham Regional Commission about the approaching deadline for municipal planning grants, which I was going to forward on to the planning commission.
Oh, right. There you go. That goes back
That
in
is
there.
what I have for you folks.
Anything else?
Well, I do have, we finished up our FEMA work
Right.
2 weeks ago. What we had left for graveling. That's one of the reasons why
That's
there's.
the lofty size of the
Yeah,
lot.
that's, yeah, we finished up the graveling and just gonna get our bills submitted now.
And then we get reimbursed after.
I hope
For
so.
the, yep, for the large projects
Yeah.
that remained, so.
And then that's it.
And that's it for Irene. Good night, Irene.
Years,
Yeah.
not quite 2 full years later.
It'll be more than that before we get the money, I'm sure. But
Well, the way it rained Friday morning, I thought we had a repeat of it.
Yeah, really. How much did we get? It was under 2 inches, wasn't it?
Oh God, I think we got 2.5 inches.
Okay, that's what we,
Come down pretty good there for a short amount of time.
I know, I was feeding the chickens out there.
I was up north and it was windy. Really windy.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn unless you have something else to add.
Well,
Second.
all in favor?